Hello students. So students, in the previous class in the chapter that is why do we fall ill, we had discussed about the principle of the prevention. Before that we have also discussed about the principle of the treatment, but later on we started with that of the principle of prevention. So in this student we discuss one thing, that is, okay, a person may suffer from a disease and he will be treated, and after that he may become disease free. But there will be a chances that the person may show some shortcoming or limitations because of that particular disease. That is, that person may the organ or any of the body part may get damaged because of that disease. Okay, so we can say that the disease or the disease will cause any damage to that of the organ, okay, or to the part of any of the body. The second one, student, that will be that the disease, if it is a long one, then ultimately it will lead to the loss of money as well as it will lead to the waste of time. How? You see that a disease can be costly, okay, as well as if the disease is this much chronic that the doctor said to take a complete bed rest, so ultimately what will happen, it will lead to the waste of money or loss of money as well as the waste of time, because the person is not doing anything, he is simply having bed rest. Okay, so we can say that it will lead to the loss of money as well as the loss of time. And finally, third one, students, that a person suffering from an infectious disease may having the infection, a person who is having the infectious disease or having the infection may be the source of the infection for the other person also. Okay, it means if a person is suffering from any kind of an infectious disease, then the person may suffer from the infection or may spread the infection to the healthy person. Okay, so we can say that these are the three shortcomings or the limitation which occur after the treatment of the disease or a person who may suffer from a disease. So what we can do, students, better that this problem should not come to you. That better you should take prevention before that. Okay, you see, the prevention is better than cure. So we should take prevention before the disease or before the microbes attack to us. Okay, so how can you follow the preventive measures, or how can you take the precautions, students, so that the disease may not occur to you? So you see, what are the different preventive measures? So these are, you see, students, we have discussed few of them, that is providing living conditions which are not overcrowded. Okay, so we should live in such kind of a conditions where proper sanitization is there, hygienic is there, as well as it is not overcrowded. Overcrowded leads to the spreading of the disease very easily. You see, student, if any of a kind of a viral infection occur to a person, so it will be very easy to get spread if the person is living in an overcrowded place. Okay, so we can say that a proper living condition should be there, and that should be in such a way that it will be not in the overcrowded place. Then the next one is providing safe drinking water. Okay, so you see, students, safe drinking water. So water, if it is contaminated, so ultimately if we drink it, so it will cause a disease to us, like that of a typhoid or cholera or diarrhea. So all these will occur due to the contamination of water and food. So if you are taking a such kind of a water which consisting of a microbes in it, which consisting of infectious agent in it, such kind of a water is not safe for drinking. So we should take that water which is disease free, which is microbes free. Next one is never buy food articles which are sold roadside. Okay, so we should not consume such kind of a food article, students, which is present at the near to that of the roadside, or which are sold at the roadside, because you see these food articles are open. So when they are open, so what will happen? The flies, they used to take the microbes, because they used to sit on the excreta of the living organism and finally come back and sit to the food articles. So you see that it will take the microbes. The microbes will get a stick on the body of that of the fly, and ultimately when it comes and sit on that of the food article, it will lead to the diseases, because that microbes will get transferred on the food articles, and when you consume that food article, these microbes will enter on your body and become active, starts dividing and causes disease. Next one is, student, never take open food articles. So, okay, we should not take a food which is sold at the roadside, as well as we should not take food which is an open one, because ultimately it will also have a microbes which causes disease, which helps in spreading of the disease. Okay, now let us move on and see the other points also. So you see, next one is the how can we prevent ourselves. Next one is, students, cover the entire drainage system. Cover the entire drainage system. So you see, what is the drainage system? Where the water that comes from the houses, from the sewer, and finally it will enter into a system, that is a drainage system. So you see, the waste water which comes out from your houses, you know that the drainage, it means water, the waste water that comes from your bathroom, from kitchen, from toilets, all these water will get collected at a place, that is, we call it as a drainage system. So the drainage system should be covered properly, because it consisting of the waste water, it consisting of a waste material in it. So we can say that since the drainage system consisting of the waste product, consisting of the waste material, so if it will be open, the microbes will also comes outside and remain suspended in the air. And when you take that microbes, when you inhale that microbes, these microbes will enter in your body, and ultimately it will start multiplying and causes disease to us. Okay, so the drainage system should be covered properly, so that the microbe should not come outside, or the microbe should not be present at the particular surrounding and causes disease to the persons who are living around them. Many times you have heard about the people that the drainage system is not working properly, or if it is open, so ultimately what will happen, that will cause it diseases to the person living in that nearby area or that particular area to the drainage system. Okay, so we can say that we should cover the entire drainage system. Okay, if we see the next one, next point is to destroy the mosquito breeding place. To destroy the mosquito breeding place, cover all the decks, which have stagnant water, Okay, so to destroy the mosquito breeding place, cover all the decks which have a stagnant water. So what kind of a preventive measure it is, the students? So you see that at a place where especially the stagnant water is there. What is the meaning of this stagnant water? It means stored water. Okay, stored open water. Okay, so stored open water is there. So if the stagnant water is there, stored open water will be there. So that place, that water will be a good place for the breeding of the mosquitoes. Okay, so mosquitoes, they need water for breeding. So they used to lay eggs, you can say, on the surface of the water. So the breeding place of the mosquito is the stagnant water. So if we destroy these kind of places, if we do not store the water, so ultimately this will lead to the loss of the diseases, okay, or lesser number of the disease will occur because of that. Not only this, cover all the decks. Decks, students, it means it is talking about the pits. Okay, decks in Hindi we call it gadda. Okay, so decks basically, if it will be covered. Why we are covering the decks here, students? It is because when the rainfall occur, these are the big pits which get filled up with the water, and they get stored there, they are open there. So ultimately that place will be a best place or a better place for the breeding of the mosquitoes. Okay, so we can say that we should avoid or we should cover all this kind of places where the water can be stored and will form a kind of a breeding place for all the different mosquitoes. Okay, so we should destroy these breeding places. We should destroy the mosquito breeding places by covering all the decks as well as the stored or the stagnant water. Okay, so if decks which consisting of the water in it, if it is removed, so ultimately we are able to destroy the mosquito breeding place. Okay. Now the next one, student, that clean the cooler in your home every 3 days. After every 3 days. 30. So clean the cooler at your home after every 30. Now why we are doing so, students? We are saying that we should clean the coolers also after third day or every third day, because the cooler consisting of a water, we used to fill the cooler with water, and if we are not going to clean the water, that water will be a kind of a stored water, or that water will be a kind of a stagnant water. So if it will be a stagnant water, that place will be a best place, or that place will be a good place for the breeding of the mosquito. So it is not necessary that breeding can occur only where the dicks are there, but it can occur anywhere where the water is stagnant, water is stored and open. That all place can be a place for the breeding of the mosquito. Why we are doing all these things, students? Because we know that if the number of the mosquitoes will be more in the environment, ultimately it will causes a disease like malaria or dengue or chikungunya. So all these are caused by the mosquitoes. So better we should destroy the place of the breeding of the mosquito and control the number of the mosquito or growth of the mosquito. Okay, so we should cover the stagnant water or the dicks, which is consisting of stagnant water, as well as we should clean the cooler after every third day. Okay, next one is the students, that is encourage the public hygiene. Encourage public hygiene. Encourage public hygiene. So you see, students, okay, we are saying that we should avoid to store water, or we should cover the dick consisting of water in it. Better we can do one thing, that we should encourage the people to be hygienic and to keep the surrounding hygienic. Right? How can we do so, students? We should not throw the garbage here and there. We should not use the plastics. You know that the plastic is a non-biodegradable. Ultimately, it will lead to the pollution. Okay, so we should avoid all these things because this will causes a different kind of diseases, students. Okay, or you see, we should take a proper checkup, or we can say proper immunization and the vaccination should be there. Okay, if we kept the cleanliness around us, so ultimately the chances of the attack of the microbes on the human body will automatically will be less. Okay, so we can say that we should encourage the public hygiene, because it will ultimately help in reducing the problems which is related to the cleanliness, or which is related to the that of the hygiene to that of the person. So we should keep our surrounding clean. Okay, which help in reducing the chances of the disease. Next one is the encourage immunization of the children. Okay, they are saying immunization of the children. Okay, encourage the immunization of the children, aware public about the government immunization program. Okay, awareness among public, awareness or to aware. Okay, aware, general public, about government immunization programs. Okay, so encourage immunization of the children, aware general public about the government immunization program. So you see students, we should not encourage the public about the hygiene, but we should also make them aware about the immunization or the vaccination. We will discuss about the term immunization later on. Till that we should know that why it is important, because it helps in increasing the strength of the immune system of the children. Ultimately, it will help the children to avoid themselves or to prevent the chances of the disease or any kind of a chronic disease to the children. So we can say that we should encourage the people about to the immunization of the children, that why the immunization is important and why the children should be vaccinated, be vaccinized or should goes to the should take the vaccines, the different vaccines for the diseases, so that they can prevent such kind of a disease to be occur in the future to the child. Okay, so we should say, we should tell the value, tell the what is immunization of the children and why vaccination is important. We should make the people to be aware regarding that. Then students, we should aware the general public about the government immunization program. Okay, now not only this, we are saying that we should tell the people, we should inform the people, aware the people or encourage the people about the immunization, that why immunization of the children is important. Okay, why we should do the immunization of the children. Okay, but not only this, but we should also make the general public aware regarding the government immunization scheme or programs. Okay, so whatever the programs is carried out by the government regarding the immunization and its importance, we should make the public aware about it. Okay, if the general public is aware about that of the vaccination, and if they are knowing the different kind of a government immunization process or different types of a government immunization schemes, so ultimately it will help the people to understand the importance of immunization and why should they do that, and this overall will help in reducing the diseases to be occur in the small children, because you know that small children, they are more prone to disease, and that is why we should we used to vaccine them. We used to immunize them by giving the proper vaccination or immunization to the children. Okay, so we can say that we should encourage public hygiene, not only the hygiene but the health of the person, by giving a proper vaccination to the children. Okay, so this is all about that how can we take the preventive measures to prevent the chances of the disease to us. You see student, a lot of a point we had discussed that we should get a proper living condition which will be not overcrowded. Second one, we should drink such water which is disease free, which is not contaminated. Not only this, we should take the food articles which is not sold at the sold at the roadside, or we should not take the food articles which are open, because that may consisting of microbes in it, as well as this will cover the entire we can say we should cover cover the drainage system, because the drainage system may causes diseases, students. Not only this, you see, we should destroy the mosquito breeding places. And where is the mosquito breeding places? You see, in the open stagnant water, we should cover them, because that will cause the disease, that will cause the disease caused by the mosquito. Okay, and we should make the public aware regarding their health, regarding their hygiene, regarding immunization, as well as vaccination. Okay, so these are the preventive measures regarding the principle of prevention. Now let us discuss one thing, student, that how we can prevent the transmission of diseases by taking proper sanitization and hygiene. How, with the help of by maintaining the sanitization and hygiene, we are able to control the disease or to prevent the transmission of the diseases. Okay, so you see. So for this, student, we should take care of the 5S. 5 Fs are, if we will take care of these 5 Fs, then ultimately it will help in reducing the diseases, or it will help in preventing the transmission of the diseases. Now let us see that what are that 5 Fs if we take care, then it will help in the prevention of diseases. So first of all, the first Fs is see the 5 Fs. Okay, okay, the first one, student. So first one is, and all these will occur from that of the fecal matter. Okay, so if we see the first one, students, so first one will be the fluids. So if you will store the water, and if you cover the water, or if you are drinking the safe water, ultimately it will help in reducing the chances of the disease to a person. Okay, so we can say that the fluid that we consume should be the safe fluid. Here we are talking about the water especially, so we should consume the water that will be safe for us, that will be safe for drinking purpose also, as well as while storing also, we should treat it, and then we will store it safely by covering it. So if we are doing all these things, ultimately it will lead in preventing the disease. Okay, so we can write it. First one is the protect water source. Protect water source. Second, treat and store water safely. treat and store water safely. So because of that, it will lead to a healthy person. Okay, so fluid is the first one. Second one is the finger, student. So if we talk about the finger, so how finger? If you are washing your hand properly, as well as while preparing the food or while defecation, every time if you are proper washing the hands, so ultimately it will help in killing of the microbes, or we can say that microbes are basically enter in our body by the finger itself. So if we are keeping our finger clean, then it will help in reducing the chances of the disease and making a person as a healthy person. Okay, so we can say by the hand wash frequently help in making a person a healthy person. So this is what, this is the 2Fs. Now in the next one we will discuss about the other Fs. Okay.